My name is Sean, and I'm an addict. Self-acceptance, the problem. The lack of self-acceptance is a problem for many recovering addicts. This subtle defect is difficult to identify and often goes unrecognized. Many of us believed that using drugs was our only problem, denying the fact that our lives had become unmanageable. Even after we stopped using, this denial can continue to plague us. Many of the problems we experienced in ongoing recovery stem from the inability to accept ourselves on a deep level. We may not want to recognize this discomfort is a source of our problem because it is often manifested in other ways. We may find ourselves becoming irritable or judgmental, discontent, depressed, or confused. We may find ourselves trying to change environmental factors in an attempt to satisfy the inner gnawing we feel. In situations such as these, our experience has shown that it is best to look inward for a source of our discontent. Very often, we discover that we are harsh critics of ourselves, wallowing in self-loathing and self-rejection. Before coming to NA, most of us spent our entire lives in self-rejection. We hated ourselves and tried every way we could to become someone different. We wanted to be anyone but who we were. Unable to accept ourselves, we tried to gain the acceptance of others. We wanted other people to give us love and acceptance we could not give ourselves. But our love and friendship were always conditional. We would do anything for anyone just to gain their acceptance and approval, and then would resent them who wouldn't respond the way we wanted them to. Because we could not accept ourselves, we expected to be rejected by others. We would not allow anyone to get close to us for the fear that they would really know us. They would also hate us. To protect ourselves from vulnerability, we would reject others before they had a chance to reject us. The 12 steps are the solution. Today, the first step towards self-acceptance is accepting our addiction. We must accept our disease and all the troubles that it brings before we can accept ourselves as human beings. The next thing we need help is towards self-acceptance is a belief in a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. We do not need to believe in any particular person's concept of that higher power, but we do need to believe in a concept that works for us. A spiritual understanding of self-acceptance is knowing that it is all right to find ourselves in pain, to have to make a mistake, and to know that we're not perfect. The most effective means of achieving self-acceptance is through applying the 12 steps of recovery. Now that we've become to believe in a power greater than ourselves, we can deepen upon this strength to give us courage to be honest example of our defects and our assets. Although it is sometimes painful and may not seem to lead to self-acceptance, it is necessary to get in touch with our feelings. We wish to build a solid foundation of recovery and therefore need an example of our actions and motivations and begin changing those things that are unacceptable. Our defects are part of us, and we will be removed when we practice living the NA program. Our assets are a gift from our higher power, and we learn to utilize them fully. Our self-acceptance grows, and our lives improve. Sometimes we slip into the melodrama of wishing we could be what we think we should be. We may feel overpowered by self-pity and pride, but by renewing our faith in a higher power, we are giving hope, courage, and strength to grow. Self-acceptance permits balance in our recovery. We need no longer have to look for approval from others because we are satisfied with being ourselves. We are free to gradually emphasize our assets, to humbly move away from our defects and to become the best recovering addict we can be, accepting ourselves as we are meant. That is the right, and we are not perfect, but we can improve. We remember that we have a disease of addiction, and that it takes a time to achieve self-acceptance on a deep level. No matter how bad our lives have become, we are always accepted in the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous. Accepting ourselves is a resolve to the problem of expecting human perfection. When we expect and accept ourselves, we can accept others into our life unconditionally, probably for the first time. Our friendships become deeper, and we experience the warmth and caring which results from addicts sharing recovery and a new life. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.